The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
Get to know me.
A very good evening to all of you. The Love Talk Show is on air, and once again, feeding the desire for you to fight for your love life, and not only the desire, but also to give you the condition for you to fight for it and to achieve it, because there's no point of fighting and not achieving. We believe that a person can fight and can get it. Sometimes, Andrea, people are not getting what they want, or they are not achieving their goals. It's not because they don't want it, but sometimes because they are using the wrong tools.
And sometimes because we're still stubborn and we don't want to do as we are taught to do. And that's what we have been watching here in our with our testimonies here, seated here. So first person, they talk and they say what they went through. I didn't want to go to the love therapy. I didn't want to be part of the love walk. I didn't want to come to the singles hour. And that's where we have the stubbornness. But once they gave in, once they became flexible to understand what God wanted of them and from them and what they should do, they started practicing, and yes, they are bearing the fruit.
And today we are going to start a new, how can I say it?
A new theme, a new series. A new series.
Yeah, a new series.
A new series of that is called 4 Changes in Order Not to Be Fooled by a Wicked Heart. And it's based on our bulletproof dating book from Bishop Hanato and Mrs. Christian. So if you don't want to be fooled by a wicked heart, for example, being stubborn, sometimes we don't identify stubbornness from that is coming from a wicked heart. So you say, oh, it's me, I was brought up this way, I never wanted to do things that way, and you don't realize or acknowledge that it's coming from a wicked heart that tells you stop fighting, or don't fight, or don't do things this way.
Well, 4 changes, and today we are going to talk about the first one. And then after we watch what people are saying when they are coming out of the love therapy. After we don't have it, so it will be the moments of the service. Do you have the moments of the service? Are they ready? Okay, put the moment of the service, and then we are going to talk about what these 4 changes are.
We're talking about getting to know yourself, your spouse, and God. It all begins with getting to know yourself. If you are a single person, you are single, and you will not understand why you do what you do until you really get to know yourself. I'll explain. It's so simple that it can sound complicated. You may be difficult to deal with. You may be unapproachable. You may be, I don't know, you have maybe a demeanor about yourself that you are not, people don't really feel drawn to you because maybe you look very bitter or something. If you don't know yourself, you will not seek a change. But you will blame people and things and situations and pandemics and whatever emics around you. Same in a marriage.
And we would like to talk to you about these 4 changes that in our opinion are extremely important for you who want to succeed in your love life. And Andrea, before this, we already have people connected with us.
We do have good evening, everyone. It's always a pleasure having you on that side with us. And Chego says, good evening, LT show and everyone. Finsbury Park is connected, so is in the house. Tara connected from Plasto. Finsbury Park represented also through Gabby. And we have Marie Teclair, please forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it right. Good evening, everyone, connected from Southall, I believe. Good evening, everyone. Bullring is connected through Diana, and Vernice from Brixton. Hello, Evelyn. Good evening from Kilburn, representing Kilburn, and Croydon through Anusha. Jessica Fernandes. Hello, good evening, Jessica. And she says, good evening, all here to learn, always to learn. If we are flexible and sensitive to God's voice, we are always willing to learn. Plasto connected through Hortensia, and Emma Smith. Good evening, Emma Smith through Diana. We have Desiree from Manchester Troops connected. Hello, Desiree. It's a pleasure having you with us. Good evening, Pastor and Mrs. Mirembi from Hackney is connected. Plasto through Jasmine is also connected, and Bettina representing Croydon. We have Bianca from Edmonton. I believe she's happy. She says, new topic. It's always nice, right? Plasto connected through Lara, and Catford through Tunmis. Edmonton, Gloria, I believe this is your first time connected, or just saying hi. Plasto connected also through Shaniga, and Manchester through Etiandro. Good evening, all connected from Nottingham. Hello, Nottingham. Good evening. Stratford is connected through Vivienne. Good evening, everyone.
Well, let's go and talk about the first changes in order not to be fooled by a wicked heart. So, the first one, dear, please share it with us. Stop associating love with your heart. Starting associating love with the brain, with intelligence. Well, this is not new for the majority of you. And even you who consider yourself a very lovely person and a very emotional person, and sometimes people connect love with emotions, and they are sometimes those who are suffering the most, who are deceived the most, who people are taking advantage the most, who are being deceived or tricked the most. Why? Because they use their heart and they don't use their intelligence. You know, it's easy when from outside you can see someone taking advantage of someone else, and with reason you can see the entire picture. But often you talk to these people not to submit themselves to that condition, to that pressure, to this sometimes even humiliation, but the person even understands you, even agrees with you, but later on you see they are already there. And this is when we see a woman being beaten up by a man, and she complains, she helps, she asks for help, she knocks at people's doors, she calls to the helpline, she goes even to the police, she says a million things, but then sometimes a phone call, a message, a request from the partner, and she's there already in this man's arms, the same man that a couple of minutes, hours, sometimes on the same day, literally, she's already in his arms, not understanding, or better, she understood, but driven by her heart and not by her intelligence, she places herself in the hands of someone who did not change. So, unavoidably, what was happening before will happen again. And sometimes the problem is in a very bigger scale, Andrea.
And I was thinking about also two practical examples. You gave one of the person that fell in love or wants to continue be driven by the heart, even if the evidences are there that that relationship it's not working anymore and she's suffering. And I'm thinking about a court. When you go to a court, when you go to an audience and you are in front of a judge represented by a lawyer, it doesn't matter. But when you are there, the judge or the jury, you say jury, they don't want to know the way that you felt, but you are going to talk about facts. It's really hard for us to put it into practice in real life because we are driven usually and naturally, if we don't pay attention, we are driven by the heart. We want to feel. When we feel hurt, we want to verbalize that. We want to talk about that. Even if we see that is taking nowhere, we want to do that. But
it's very common people saying, I know that maybe this is not or wasn't the best option, but what can I do? This is what I felt. What
I
would
felt
I do?
like doing this. I'm in love with the person. But like I was mentioning, if you go to a courthouse, the judge doesn't want to know, oh, but I loved him. I did this out of love. So many people commit not only mistakes, but they kill someone under the name of I loved him so much that I couldn't stand that he betrayed me, so I killed him. I felt like this. I felt like that. And the judge or the jury will say, disregard feelings because that's what you've done, and that's the fact. That's reality.
We don't need to go that far, Andrea. A few minutes ago, we were on the altar and we were watching a testimony of a woman who tried to kill her own husband.
Because she was
contracted
betrayed.
Someone to kill the husband. She tried to kill her husband with her bare hands. She tried to kill the mistress. And what was this helping her with? Or in what way was she going to solve the problem? Because this is what happens when you do not use your intelligence and you are driven by your heart. You end up falling in a trap that you are putting yourself there, and you end up suffering. You know, can I prove to you how wrong sometimes people, they are driven by the heart? What I'm going to tell, it's a true story. And there was someone who once lost the husband, and they went to his funeral, and they were already in the cemetery too, and the grave was open. The coffin was there next to the grave, and the woman was saying, "Please, please, take me with you. I don't know how to live without you."
Desperate.
Yeah, and she was desperate. "Please take me with you." And the coffin was there with the dead body, and the grave was there too. And she was and she was screaming and crying, "Please!" And you know, and family members, friends, they would try to put it away from the coffin, and she was grabbing the coffin and, "I want to be with you. I don't know how to live without you." And in this, trying to push her here and helping her, I don't know exactly what happened. What I know is the coffin fell on the grave, into the grave, and she felt with the coffin in the grave. And then suddenly, do you know what she starts saying? "Please take me out of here. Take me out of here. Take me out of here." You know, sometimes this is what happened. You think that you want so much something, and then when you are there intelligent, you realize, "I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here." And when you are driven by your heart, this is what is happening. So, Andrea, let's use our intelligence, and we are not saying emotions are not important.
Yeah, very important.
We are not saying emotions are wrong, never. But emotions were made for us to feel. Our brain, where our intelligence is, was made to think.
Emotions are like a pinch of salt. It's perfect in the food, right? But if you overdo it, you can't eat it anymore. Or if it lacks salt, it's tasteless. So emotions like that, like a pinch of salt, in the right measurement and with balance. Okay, so if you are seeing the signs, like we have all the time we speak here, and if you know that that relationship is not for you anymore, so make a decision, make up your mind, otherwise it can bring bad consequences. And if you lack attitude, or if you know that you have to do something out of faith, make a decision, a leap of faith, like coming to the love walk. Can I speak about the love walk now? Coming to the love walk, to the singles hour that we are going to run on the 30th of this month, July, and then on the 30th of August we will have the love walk. So if you need to have an attitude of faith, out of faith, so just do it.
Well, do we have already the people commenting about the love,
Not yet.
the love therapy? Do you have? No? Okay, so let's watch another moment, highlights of our love therapy.
We have three sides. We have to know, first of all, who we are.
Yeah.
Because our actions or reactions, they have roots, right? So if you know who you are, you understand why you say certain things, you do certain things, and then you can work in them. If we don't try to know who we are, we just perpetuate the problem. So people usually don't change. Those who don't change is because they refuse to look at themselves and see who they are. Why do I do this? Why am I defensive, for example? Why am I angry? Why do I react in this way when my significant other speaks to me? Knowing ourselves. Then we have to know who the person is who is with us. Why? Because if you know who the person is, you know that certain things you're going to do are going to cause a problem.
Well, now that you've learned, stop associating love with your heart, let's talk about something practical that you can do, and this is intelligence. We have been learning here with people who are coming to the Love Talk Show, the resistance they have, the wall they built against the things love therapy does, and the extensions that we have from the love therapy. And one of them is the love walk. But intelligently, you can start programming already for you to be part of the love walk. This is not a matter of emotions, it's a matter of intelligence. Because when you are building, when you want a house, when you want to have a huge building, you make a plan, you have a project, you have a plant, you study the field, the soil, you study the location, you see what is necessary for that place. A builder will even consider the weather that usually is in that place. These are plannings. People are projecting what can happen and preventing future problems. And when you invest in the love walk, when you are projecting to go and be part of the love walk, and I'm talking to all of you, it doesn't matter if you are single, if you are married, it doesn't matter if you are living in London, and if you are single and you are living outside London. Now it's the time for you to start projecting and using your intelligence. Your heart sometimes is telling you, I know what I'm going to do. But listening and paying attention to what I'm saying, you know that I'm right. Not because I'm the owner of reason, but because it's common sense, it's intelligence. If you set emotions aside, you know this is what should be done. You are going to listen in a few days a testimony that I was talking to a couple today. And these wrong ideas of love walk and I'm not going and blah blah blah. And a person, when finally a person takes a step and open the heart up to the opportunity of being happy, to the teachings that are being said, they overcome their problems. So wherever you are watching me from, I want you to intelligently program your life and plan this day, the 30th of August, here in Kennington Park. It's here in London, and everyone is invited to join us. Everyone. The Love Walk is free of charge. You can join us, you can be with us, and I'm sure that you will have an opportunity to build something very good for you and for your life. So speak to your spouse, program with him, with her already this day, the 30th of August. Do whatever you have to do, but on that day you have to be with us. And if you are a single, invite someone else who is also a single. Invite someone to come with you. If you like someone, if you want to talk, so if you want to know someone better, invite that person. But if he says no, and if she says no, well, if they say no, as usually we hear Bishop saying, you won't die. I can promise this to you, but at least you are taking your step of faith. You are moving forward. So, and if you say no, doesn't matter. You will be in the love walk, and an opportunity will be created. And for sure, if you are taking the right steps, you are going to find the right destiny. So it will be on the 30th of August at 1 p.m. at Kennington Park. Andrea, our time is now reaching the end. We are going to have the love therapy this coming Thursday, where people are going to bring back the book, the notebook, where they wrote their past, their traumas, their disappointments, the failed relationships, and everything they went through. And the second half of this book, this notebook, is for them to give God the room for him to perform his divine justice in their lives. And we do believe that in the love therapy, we had this last love therapy yesterday, the video with Bishop Renato and Bishop Adilson, talking about how marriage really is and what marriage is for. And everyone left that seminar knowing a little bit more of what they can do. And it was amazing because it's strengthening couples and with practical examples learning how to protect themselves.
And it's very important never to give up. While you were talking, I was thinking that maybe some of our viewers are married and they gave up on themselves because they've hurted each other so badly that they don't trust each other anymore and they don't believe anymore they can be happy. Maybe they are living not like a couple anymore. Even if they are living, they still living under the same roof. So bring this a notebook, like Bishop always says, a simple notebook. It doesn't need to be expensive. Just bring it and give it a try, in the sense of with faith. If you are a couple, if you're already coming to the church, but you never came to the love therapy, so come by faith, write down your disagreements, your disappointments, everything that you went through together, and believe that God will help you to rewrite a new story, a story of love, a story of comprehension, and that will glorify God at the end. We believe so.
Well, may God bless you all. The Love Talk Show returns on Monday, 10:30 p.m. And for those who are coming to the church on Sunday, I'll see you on Sunday. May God bless you all.
Bye-bye.
What's the reason why you keep returning to the love therapy each week? Why is it valuable to you?
For me, I see it as an investment, especially for my spiritual life and, of course, my love life, and just making sure that I get it right.
What would you say is something that has changed in regards to your perspective on love, marriage, relationships since you started attending the love therapy seminars?
Definitely to include God in everything and making sure that He's in the center and the forefront of my love life.
What was something that stood out to you today from the message, from the testimony that we heard of the couple, something that really impacted you from today's love therapy seminar?
For me, it was the testimony, especially of the lady when she was talking about coming out of her comfort zone, because naturally, especially as women, we may have an idea of how we're going to meet someone or how our love life is going to plan out. But when you come out of your comfort zone, you're even showing God that, okay, I'm dependent on you. Yes, this is awkward. Yes, this is uncomfortable, but I'm also trusting in God.
What would you say to somebody that doesn't yet come to the love therapy? They've heard about it, they're even watching this video right now, but they're a bit skeptical. They're not sure how it can benefit them. Why should they come?
Definitely come. And like I said, it's an investment, and come with an open mind, because yes, sometimes it can be awkward and all these things, but just always come knowing and trusting that God will be the one to bless you.
And where can they attend the love therapy? What time is it? What day is it? And where can they go to attend?
It's at 2327 Sisters Road, N4 3NX, the Cathedral of Miracles, at 8 p.m. every Thursday.